Hawk versus Robby is a debatable topic we've seen time and time again each season, with people arguing that Hawk's over Robby and vice versa with Robby. But today I'll be discussing each season when it comes to these two and why one beats the other in the other season. So let's hop right into it. Alright, let's start with season one where we see Hawk and Robby fight. So first off, Hawk only scales to an unbalanced Robby since he scores a point on him easily in the first round. But in the second round, once Daniel helps Robby obtain his balance, Robby is seen easily scoring a point on Eli. And although I have seen the argument that Hawk would have won the fight due to him off guarding Robby and injuring his shoulder, yeah, off guards don't fucking mean you're the better fighter. That shit's stupid as fuck. But yeah, if that's not enough for you, Robby's relative and honestly, in my opinion, better than Miguel, who Johnny earlier in the season states.
You're the only chance I got at winning this thing.
So with all that being said, yeah, Robby easily takes season one. It's not debatable. So let's just dive right into season two territory, shall we? We see later on in season two, just like in season one, Robby and Hawk fight once again, but in the mall fight. Hawk does land a few hits on Robby throughout this fight, but just like in the season one fight, Robby ends up the victor in this fight by easily beating this nigga's ass. There's not much evidence to even like put Hawk above, honestly, this season. So yeah, just like season one, Robby ends up being the champion this season.
Alright, here we are with season 3, folks. So throughout the community, there's a common belief that due to Hawk's training throughout season 3 and Robby's lack of it, that in a scenario them fighting, Hawk would win. But that's just not true, because first off, we already saw mid-season that due to his training, he's already not even on Sam's level. And Sam, I believe, hasn't trained after season 2, and even if she has, we can't even quantify how much she improved through that training. Not only that, Robby is relative to Sam back in season 2, and it would just be consistent that they would still be relative even in season 3. Not only that, Sam and Robby, even in season 3, are both on the same level, just like their season 2 counterparts, since they both low diff Tori individually, and Sam beat Tori and Hawk. But another common belief throughout the community is that Hawk's offense pressed Robby in the season 4 tournament, which is just blatantly not true, because we already saw in season 4 Hawk is an Eagle Fang and trains in it, so that's not even his same offense, because he improved his offense, of course, through training through Eagle Fang. So yeah, and Hawk doesn't really have much like going for him this season in season 3 to even put himself above Robby. Although many people do use the crease statements, he's being very vague and disingenuous each time he's talking to Hawk about the champion. And not only that, in episode 9 or 8, I believe, of season 3, he states to Robby that he's what Cobra Kai has been looking for, which would just put Robby above Hawk and the other Cobra Kais, which would just be consistent due to season 4, episode 1, where he solos the entire dojo. And Tori and Hawk are relative in season 3. It doesn't matter how you look at it. They both get like fucking whacked by Sam. So yeah. Robby takes season 3 with ease. Alright, here we are into season 4. Although we already saw the fight between Eli and Robby, unfortunately I'm gonna have to explain why Eli wins this season. So basically, not only did he beat Robby, there's not really much to justify Robby being above. The common belief throughout the community is that Kenny's distraction towards Robby in the sudden death round hindered his performance and is why he lost. So I guess I'll just have to break that down. So first off, it's not like Hawk landed the point as he was distracted. He got it way later. Second off, throughout the fight, although Hawk and Robby are relative, Hawk has the upper hand throughout the entire fight. And not only that, Kenny in season 5 sees the only reason that Hawk won the All Valley is because Miguel got hurt.
I take on the champ, kid? Dude, you're only the champ because Diaz got hurt.
And the funny thing about him saying that is, like I said, the common belief is that Kenny distracted Robby, and Kenny was looking dead at Robby. So Kenny himself sees that Miguel getting hurt is more of a reason that Hawk won than the quote-unquote distraction. So I don't think the distraction even played a factor into Robby's loss. And also in season 5, Robby admits inferiority to Hawk. So yeah, Eli wins. Fuck that nigga Robby. Alright, here we are with season 5, which I think is more of a debatable topic between Hawk and Robby than most people give it credit for. Although Hawk does use Miyagi-Do in character, based off his statements in the first few episodes.
It's a lotus flower. It symbolizes a new beginning, which is what I have now. Am I gonna strike first if that's what you think? You don't have the balls to anyway.
Although I think Hawk wins this, I think there's more to this than like most people like give it credit for. So let me just address the Hawk and Kenny fight really quick. So prior to the fight, Robby explicitly asked Hawk to hold back, which he does in the first round.
Don't worry.
And don't get me wrong, he still does it in the second round. But the reason that he does better is because he adapts. It's not that he's going all out. After he gets the point on Kenny and then gets it cheated out of, this throws Hawk off balance due to his anger and Jacob Bertram stating that the Green Mohawk is already his weakest mental state.
Looks wise, 8 out of 10. Mentally wise, 2 out of 10.
Out of all his hairstyles. And we know that the hairstyles play a factor in his emotional state based off the past few seasons. Whenever he had the red Hawk, he was more aggressive. Blue was like passive, new beginning, all that other shit. So another thing I have to mention, that Hawk, after getting his leg injured, does really hurt his fighting performance, because stated by Johnny in season 1,
stabilize your base, Hawk. Keep your balance, full rotation when you strike.
And as we see when he strikes first against Kenny, after saying he's gonna cage the Hawk, right before he gets hit by the silver bullet, his punch is going off course and isn't going straight. So we can just infer that the leg injury really hurt him badly. So Kenny laying the silver bullet is an unjustified win. He has a paid ref. Hawk is fatigued. Hawk is mentally nerfed, and Hawk was holding back through majority of the fight. So that's not even a real justifiable win for Kenny. And that doesn't downscale Hawk. That's literally just an anti-feat. It doesn't matter. So now we're going to fast forward to the dojo fight where we see these two characters at their peak. Although Hawk does get pressed by Kyler, he does handle his 1v3 between Kyler and the two goons better than Robby does Kenny and his two goons. Hawk is able to incapacitate both of his goons, unlike Robby, which they consistently get back up, and one even punches Robby and literally staggers him into the silver bullet. I'm not going to downscale Robby for getting hit by the silver bullet, but I will downscale him for not being able to handle his 1v3 as well as Hawk does. Not to mention Kyler's able to land hits on a peak Miyagi-Do Hawk, while Kenny's relative to a nerfed version. So yeah, Kyler over Kenny. And Hawk does outperform him mid-season against Chosen through being able to react to him and counter his bow staff hit, while Robby is unable to do this exact same feat. And although Hawk does use Miyagi-Do in character this season, we already know based on season 4 amplifications that in a scenario of these two fighting, Hawk would know to use both styles against him, since Robby has trained Miyagi-Do more than Hawk. So Hawk would just automatically use both styles against Robby, and we already saw how both these characters going all out would conclude based on season 4. So I would give the slight edge to Hawk. Alright, here we are with season 6, and this is honestly where the shit's gonna be hitting the negative zone, so to speak. So as we see mid-season, when it comes to the battle royale, we saw Hawk, Robby, and Miguel both fight all one another in the battle royale. Hawk is able to hold off and honestly press Robby and hold off Miguel by kicking him with the sound cue. We can hear it, although we don't see it. We can just infer that Miguel got hit from it, since it would be consistent that that was the sound noise when a character is hit in Cobra Kai, for example. So yeah, that sound cue would just be consistent on a character getting hit by another character. As I said before, Hawk kicked a mentally stable Miguel, and Robby struggles to even land points on an unbalanced Miguel. The writers literally state Miguel was unbalanced in their fight.
And then Tori comes in and he gets his mojo back and his motivation and comes back, which puts Miguel more kind of off balance, and ultimately is why he lost.
So yeah, and for anyone who's going to say a Hawk lost to Dimitri, he did not lose. He was holding back. It was pretty blatant when he says he didn't mean to hit him that hard. So yeah, Hawk over Robby in season 4 through 6. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, see you later, punks.